Hi, good afternoon, traders. Andy Demi here from the London Trading Institute. Hope you guys are well. Hope you had a nice weekend. And if you are in cryptocurrencies, you may be a little bit stressed out. You've probably seen Bitcoin is crashing. The cryptos in general are falling quite hard. And you might be kind of worried, thinking, is it time to get out? Is it time to just bail out, save what you can? And where is the low ever going to come? Is the low ever going to come? Is it going to stay? Is it going to keep going down? Of course, we expect that the low is going to come in. And today's video, I'm going to actually break down what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to give you a couple of different scenarios that you can make money from. Okay. So, you don't have to necessarily predict the low. However, it's really, really important that you do you do find those key turning points in the markets that can allow you to grow your trading account whilst we kind of let Bitcoin, take out the weak hands and before hopefully going where we think it's going to go, right? So nothing is for sure in life, as we know. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to give you a few different things here on Bitcoin. So we're going to start with the weekly chart, and then I'm going to go show you the daily chart and what I think, how the market might potentially move, and and potentially what signs you can look out for. Okay, so if you are new to our channel, you can hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get updated with future videos. And if you like our content, please do hit that like button because it helps us get more reach on YouTube. So let me start, guys, by looking at Bitcoin. So one of the things I've been talking about on Bitcoin is, in general, the markets like to take out stops, liquidity. And, this is what we were talking about before. And we were saying, look, this could be the liquidity play right here. Gav said it in future videos. Is it going to take out the high? Is it going to then take out these lows and then essentially turn, right? And that's what's happening at the moment, right? So at the moment, we are basically taking out these lows. You can see that there. And so there's going to be a lot of stops sitting here, basically. Okay. And these are going to be guys that are going to get stopped out. So sometimes, we have big players that go and look for those stops. And that's what could be happening right now. Now, this happens a lot. Now, if you look back over here, in case you haven't watched my previous videos, I was speaking about this situation here as well, where we took out the low here and then we eventually reversed. And if you look on the upside, up here, you can see we had a high point. We took out the high, right? And even you could even say that we had this kind of low point there. We took out that low point, and then eventually we had a big crash. And again, here we had, again, a higher high there. And then eventually we had a big crash. So right now we are just kind of playing within this range here, like taking out highs, taking out lows. And the question is it going to take out this low and then reverse? Or is it, is it going to potentially go look for this liquidity down here, which is going to be, you're going to have a lot of stops sitting down here, which the market may try and get to really, really crash this down and then eventually see the reverse. So let's go look at the daily chart and discuss this. Now, actually, one more thing before I do that. One thing that I found quite interesting, I was just kind of playing around with things, and I was looking at this kind of lower low, and I was like thinking, okay, well, that's interesting. You take that lower low, it kind of was like a minus 15-degree level. So if I thought, well, what if we took the same idea and then just put that there, right? And I said, okay, well, that's minus 15. That's it. So it took out that low and then went higher. So that would, if this carried on down for the rest of the week, that would take you approximately down to just below 30,000. And that really looks like a really interesting thing, because a lot of stops are going to be sitting behind 30,000. And then I thought, well, what about on the upside? Well, you can see here on the upside, you kind of had that sort of roughly around 36 degrees. So I thought, well, we could also take that and look at that, for example. That would take us down a lot lower, which would be more in line with what we were looking at before, which is, to take out these lows as well. Okay, so just have that in mind. you know, this is a potential. These are going to be areas where we take out either this low or we take out this low here, and then the market could reverse. Now, if we go and look at the Fibonacci on the daily chart, here's what I'm seeing right now. We're actually seeing a potential area where the market might turn for the bull side, okay? And it looks like exactly the way that liquidity plays play out. So you can see there, we have these lows there. We're going to take these lows out right now. And then it wouldn't surprise me to see this market hit the D right there and similar demand that we had there, and then the market to rally, okay? And if it is going to rally, it doesn't mean we're out of the woods, okay? It could mean that, but it doesn't mean that we are. So what I would be looking for is, well, why don't we take the Fibonacci from this previous area here and then look upwards? Well, what I find quite interesting is I always look for Fibonacci levels that match, and you can see there's some here, okay, where you've got the same level, basically, an old one here, the current one there, another one there, and that comes in around 24,500, which is an area that a lot of people have been speaking about the potential for Bitcoin to go down to. Now, what I find quite fascinating about this, guys, if you understand the Fibonacci's and the way they work, basically they're all color coordinated. So if this market was to go higher, so go down to here and then bounce, well, I just wonder, is it going to kind of go back towards this area here, maybe even take out this high there, okay, and then have one more play where we then come back down into this kind of block here, and then eventually finally we do reverse. Now obviously this is a lot of if and buts and maybes, okay? So but all we're doing right now is we are just preparing. So right now, as a trader investor, I know that 30,000, just below 30,000, that should bring in some demand. So we can make money from that, okay? We can trade it. And, you know, and if it breaks lower, great, we'll look to buy it down here. But again, if it goes up here and takes out the high and starts to come back down again, we can trade it and we can make money from that idea. I'm hoping that, you know, all of this is going to end soon and we're going to finally find a low point on Bitcoin. Hopefully it's going to be close to here. It could be a little bit lower towards here, as I said. Okay, and this is an area that I know a lot of people are kind of waiting for. So that also then takes these lows out. That's kind of all the liquidity taken care of, all the stops taken out, and that's when generally the markets can reverse. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, guys, at the moment. You know, I'm thinking we're going to push down a little bit lower. If we just go quickly look at the 4-hour time frame as well. At the moment, the 4-hour time frame is showing me this area here to be a short-term resistance, 130, so 31,500. And if we go through that, I wouldn't. Whoops, I'm drawing all over my chart. Definitely don't want to be doing that. Sometimes we forget the pen thing on. Then if this does not hold, okay, then you're likely to see an overextension and we could go all the way down to around 28,000. That could be also the low. So I know it's a lot of scenarios right now, but I would say at the moment, my kind of thinking is this looks like the area where there's some demand that's going to come in. This is a daily chart. I think this is the area. So around 30,600, okay? Because I know sometimes people say, oh, I can't see that level. I can't see the number. It's around 30,600. But again, I would expect if it's going to get down to this, like I'd expect these lows to get taken out. So we could see something like 28,000, and then we'll take out enough stops there for the market to then really get some demand back into it. So if you're looking for areas, I reckon just underneath 30,000 looks like a smart play to stick some orders in. All right, guys, let me know if you in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any comments. What are you thinking about Bitcoin? Do you think is the low nearly in, or are we going to suffer more pain before we see this change of direction? That is all from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will catch you again soon with another video. Take care.